Hello and welcome back to my channel, everybody. Yesterday I went to Twitter and I asked you guys if you had any questions for me, I guess to get to know me a little bit better. I'm very new to this YouTube world and some of you may not know me at all. I thought it'd be a nice way to get to know a little bit more about me through a little Q&A with Dianne. Now there was a lot of questions, I think over like 2,800 or something questions, so obviously I can't answer all of them. Here we go, let's get into it. Which of the Here Come the Girl cast would I trust in dyeing my hair? Do I have to pick one? So I mean 150 million% not Ben. In saying that though, Ben does do Amy's hair quite often, so actually he could be a good choice. I feel like Amy would take too much time doing it because she would want it to be so perfect that by the time she's put the colour on, it would have already finished processing, so I'd probably have no hair left. So I'm not going to go with Amy. Pasquale, yeah. He'd probably be too interested in looking at himself in the mirror, so probably not Pasquale. Look, it could be out of Chloe or Patrice here. Patrick. Patrick actually does some hair in our show, so you know what? It could be Patrice. Oh, got a message. I'm gonna lock in Patrice with this one. Sorry, Chloe. Don't let me down, Patrice. We may have to do another video where Patrice colours my hair. So we've got a question here from Sarah. She's asked me, what foundation do I use? She said that my skin always looks amazing and would I ever do a makeup video? Well, a couple of questions in one there. I would definitely be interested in doing a makeup video, so let me know what kind of makeup you guys would want to see, a little makeup tutorial. What foundation do I use? I've actually got my little bag right here, right now. One of my all-time favorite foundations would have to be the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Now this I love to wear for everyday foundation. All the Giorgio Armani foundations are actually so lovely, but yeah, this one's the Luminous Silk foundation. Now another one I use is L'Oreal True Match. I feel as well that on my skin, I don't know if this is the same for anyone else, let me know, but on my skin, if I use the same foundation for too long, my skin gets used to it and it doesn't have the same effect. So I like to have a couple of foundations on the go at once, and I swap and change between them because my skin then doesn't get used to it. That's a little tip for all of you guys. Now, question by Elle. What is the story behind my tattoo? Actually quite an interesting story, okay? Now, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if I've twisted my neck around enough. You probably can't see that. Do you know what? I don't even know if it's 3 or 4 daisies on my neck. I think it's 4. So I have 4 daisies on my neck. I got this tattoo when I was in London. So I had never ever been to London before. It was very spontaneous. My mum was like, what are you gonna go with? I was like, I'm going on my own, mum. That's it, I'm just gonna go. I ended up having the best night. I went to Brick Lane. People had told me about Brick Lane and having the best cuzzers, aka curries. I love me a good cuzzer. I'm gonna go there and get myself a curry. So I did. I also had a couple of glasses of wine. Also in Brick Lane, there was many tattoo shops. As I was sat there having my curry, I just turned to the girls. I was with my 2 friends at the time, Lauren Oakley and Megan Ragg. We were just having a joke saying, Diet, you should totally go get a tattoo. And I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm gonna go and get myself a tattoo. So I went in and they were like, have you thought about what you wanted? No, not really. So I had a look in the book and there was these daisy chains, and I was like, you know what, that's a little bit like me, a little bit carefree, a little bit like hippie style. Loved it. I didn't tell my mum until I got home. I wasn't really sure how my mum would react, whether she was like, oh, I love it, or what have you done? You know what I told my mum? I told my mum that each daisy meant it was like my dad, my mum, and my 2 brothers. Which, okay, I didn't get it for that reason. But in saying that, now that I've said that, it reminds me of my mum, dad, and 2 brothers because of that whole story. If you're watching, mum, yes, There's the truth. It also reminds me of loving London. I come here and I had the best night. I just thought it was just like, the city was amazing. This Brick Lane was like, had such a good vibe. Tattoos, curries, Brick Lane, loving your vibes. So the tattoo really reminds me of London. And I went home after this specific trip to London and I said to Mum, you know what, Mum? One day I'm gonna be living there. Who's living in London now? And loving it. There's a very long-winded story about my tattoo. Question from Libby. She's asking me, what do I plan to do for my 30th? Who's turning 30 this year? I am. No, that's a question for Joseph, actually. Joe, what are you planning to do for my 30th? What was the hardest dance to teach Joe on Strictly? Joe was an absolute dream to teach on Strictly, but there definitely was dances that he struggled with. For example, Samba, Samba was very difficult to teach Joe. There's so much going on, so much technique involved in a Samba. There's like bounce action, there's bent legs, there's straight legs, there's hip action, rotation. There was the Cristiano Ronaldo walks, the Crusadus walks, the vultures, the volters, the rotundes, rondes. There was so many parts to this Samba that were very stressful. It was one of our toughest weeks by far, I feel. It was the week before Blackpool and we thought to ourselves, we might not make it to Blackpool. And we may not have ever got 3 10s in our quick step. But that's what we did. It was a very special moment. Followed by Rainbow Connection Waltz, because it was Joe's first ballroom as such. He'd done American Smooth before that, but it wasn't like a full ballroom dance where he had to keep hold. If I heard one more time that his legs hurt or his arms hurt, so yeah, that was a little bit of a struggle. Say Samba and Waltz. I'm probably forgetting a few, but I'm gonna go with those two. I've got a question here from Phoebe, and she's asked me, this is an interesting one actually, because I don't know the answer to it. She's asked me, what would I be called if I was a boy? So I've had to actually phone a friend on this one, and the friend is, of course, my mother. So here we go, I'm gonna call Mum and see if hopefully she answers.
Hello.
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Dot. How are you?
I'm good. I am doing a Q&A on my channel at the moment, and I've had a question, and I thought I had to phone a friend for it, which is you.
Oh, phone a friend?
Phone a friend, yeah.
You chose me.
Yeah, I chose you because I think you're the only one that would know the answer to this question, you and Dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I instantly go, you know what guys, I instantly go more Australian when I talk to my mum and dad. Right, so the question is, if I was a boy, what were you going to call me?
If you were a boy?
Yeah, if I was a boy, what were you going to call me?
Oh, okay, well we actually had 2 names lined up.
Oh.
One was David.
David? Also still a D?
Yeah. Sorry?
You liked the D then?
Yeah. I always liked
started
that
with
name,
the
David.
D. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not going to believe this.
What?
The other name was actually Joseph.
As if. I was going to be called...
No, I kid you not.
Really? I was going to be called Joseph.
Because, and the reason why was because Joseph Buswell.
Oh, which is my pop.
Was the ancestor.
Which is Pop's dad, isn't it?
No, his grandfather.
Oh, Pop's grandfather.
And there was a few Joseph Buswells in the family, but all had, like, short lives.
All had short lives?
So in the end, we decided against that one, and we were going to go with David.
Because you wanted me to have a long life?
Yes.
So David or Joseph? Well, it was David in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
David. Right, I have one more question as well. They want to know, was I always a bit of a trickster growing up? And if so, did I play any pranks? I don't know if I did. I think I was a trickster, though.
I think Andrew used to play the pranksters on you. You were more like on the receiving end, to be honest.
I'd received the pranks. Probably wasn't smart enough for that.
Yeah, the boys used to
prank me.
Probably prank you more than you pranked them. And
yeah,
then
that's true. I'd get upset, wouldn't I?
Get huffy and run off.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Mum. We've got some questions there answered by Mother Rena herself.
There you go.
All right, well, I'll see you when I'm looking at you.
All right, love.
All right.
See you, boys.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. Love you. Bye. Ruby has asked me, do I have any advice for people doing things outside of their comfort zone? I do have some very good advice for that. And that is basically, you're never going to know unless you try. So for me, coming over to London was a massive risk, and it was completely out of my comfort zone. I didn't know what a tube was. I didn't know East London to North London to South London. I had no actually I still don't know. I didn't know anything about London, to be honest. Not a Scooby, really. I didn't know anybody over here. To say I'm going to live in the UK was very, very scary and completely 100% out of my comfort zone. But I did it, and look what's come from it. So my theory is, if you get offered to do something, within reason, of course, try it out, because you don't know unless you try. Question from Nat. And Nat has asked me, where do I buy my clothes from? So a lot of my clothes I find at the charity shop, and this is actually something I wanted to ask you guys. If you'd like to see a video of what I've got from a charity shop, or a video of me going shopping at a charity shop, because I think the best little buys are from these charity shops. Yeah, I like quirky, different clothing that I believe you can find at a charity shop. You get all sorts at a charity shop. Today I'm wearing this, which I absolutely love. I've actually just found this top now from the bargain bin at, I think it was New Look, £5, and it says, being a princess is exhausting, and of course it has Ariel on there. Yeah, I don't necessarily think to look good that you need to spend a lot of money on clothes. That could be another thing that I'll do on this channel, where I go shopping and buying an outfit for under a certain amount of money, but making that look super cool and also wearing it a lot of different ways. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. At Vibes Buswell has asked me a question about combating nerves, and she said that a lot of her friends are doing their GCSEs. We don't call it this in Australia. I think we call it our TEE exams, I think. I left school after doing 1 week of year 10. Okay, so very, very early. I believe it's illegal now, but when I was at school, if you had an apprenticeship, you could leave school. So I never got to do any of those fancy exams. There is a reasonable explanation behind the bad spelling. But in saying that, I do know about combating nerves. I think that nerves are a very natural thing. You're gonna always get nerves, so just don't let the nerves get the better of you. Your mind is the most powerful thing in your whole body, honestly. And if you just tell yourself, I've done all the hard work and I'll just have to sit here and do this exam with all the knowledge that I have, and just tell yourself you're gonna be fine, you've done the hard work, you're gonna be great, and good luck with those GCSs. Pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. Any tips for somebody interested in getting into dance? I just think, again, it's like that other thing, if you don't try, you'll never know. Dance is one of those things, guys, that it doesn't matter if you're good or you're bad. It's a feeling you get from dancing, okay? So you don't have to be an incredible dancer to go and learn to dance. You get such a buzz from it, and no one's gonna judge you, and if they do, then who cares about them? I mean, look at Joe Sugg, for example. Could he dance to start with? Absolutely not. I encourage everyone to get out there and dance, 100%. Do I want children other than plant children? The answer to that is Yes, I do want children eventually one day. Obviously not right now, not at the moment. But of course, I've been one of those girls since I was little that I always wanted kids. So yeah, one day hopefully I'll have children other than my plants. Hannah has asked me, and this is a very good question. One, what is my favourite thing about Joseph Graham Sugg? I would have to say his humour and his ability to make me laugh every single day without fail. So yeah, I would say his sense of humour for sure, 100%. Martina has asked, my top 3 dancers from 2018 with Joe on Strictly would have had to have been number 1, the Quick Step, 2, the Foxtrot Youngblood Halloween special, and number 3, our I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor showdown. This is a good one. I love this one. Emily has asked me, which is my favourite brother? Andrew or Brendan? I do have 2 brothers. I always only talk about one of them, but I do have another brother, because one of them doesn't have any form of social media at all. Andrew's got every form of social media you can imagine and loves it, but they're both so different. Do I have a favourite brother? I could never choose unless they want to bribe me with something, then I'd consider it. So boys, this is your chance. I love them both to death, and I feel like I'm the luckiest girl to have been brought up with such amazing brothers, really. Julianne Johnson, this one's from you, and you have asked me what inspired me to do YouTube. I'm going to be very honest with you all here and say I didn't know what YouTube really was. Okay, of course I'd heard of YouTube, but I didn't realise that people did their own videos and shared it with the world. There are so many cool videos out there, and I soon found myself watching all of Joe's, all of Zoe's videos, and I was so entertained, and I thought, I kind of do this on my Instagram anyway. I'm always using Instagram. I'm always kind of almost vlogging on my Instagram, so why not have my own channel? I'm absolutely loving, so thank you all for your incredible support. Hopefully I continue to be making some cool videos. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying it at the moment. So Julia has asked me, do I prefer Australia or England? Oi, Aussie, oi, that's a tough question. I really, it's such a cop out to say I love both, but okay, I'm gonna just do a quick pros and cons. Australia, my family are all there. The weather in Australia is very lush. I can drive my car in Australia, which I feel like gives me a lot of freedom. Barbecues. Cons about Australia, really far from Europe, so to get anywhere is like super far. Most isolated city in the world is Perth. Joe Sugg doesn't live there. That's a big con. They don't have Strictly Come Dancing over there. That's another big con. Let's go to the pros about England. Obviously, Strictly Come Dancing, big one. There's so much opportunities here. Oh, Joe Sugg's here. I actually enjoy snow at times. Very close to Europe. The cons. Sometimes weather, even though I said I love the snow. Sometimes it can be a bit cold. It's very busy. Like tubes and getting from A to B is like mission impossible. And my family aren't here. That's a big one. Guys, I can't even choose. I've said my pros and cons about each, but I love both places. If I had to live in Australia, I could. If I had to live here for the rest of my life, I could. I have to say both. I love both. Sophia has asked me what was my favourite thing about the Strictly tour. Performing in front of thousands of people every night was very surreal and a really cool experience. The group of people that were there were so much fun, and being with them every day, it's like when you go on year 7 camp. And another big thing that I absolutely loved is winning this bad boy. I have my very first glitter ball. So that was super cool. It's very heavy. Although this is for the Strictly tour, so I'm hoping that we can add one of these to the collection for the actual Strictly show. That would be amazing to have a little collection of glitter balls. The whole experience was really cool, and I got to do it all with Joe, so it was really fun. If I had another week on Strictly, what dance would I want to do with Joe? I always really wanted to do a tango. I thought Joe would have been incredible at a tango. And rumba scared me a little bit with Joe. It's a very difficult dance, but I really want to teach Joe a rumba. I think it would be really sweet that if we did a rumba together, which will happen. It's definitely going to happen. I still give him some lessons every week, so he is still dancing and still improving. I have to get some time together where we can actually do this rumba, because I can't wait for that. So, I've been asked what is my favourite shirt or jumper to wear of Joe's. Ta-da! I love this. I think this is brilliant. It's Zoe, Alfie and Joe. Little emoji jumper, and it's my favourite colour too, green. Goes perfectly with my red locks. But I also love this one here. I think this one is super cute. I wear this one to bed, actually. It's a little Joe Sugg emoji shirt. Oh, he's got so many cool shirts though, to be fair. It is brilliant because a lot of his clothes fit me. I feel like I've got 2 wardrobes. And I love a good oversized shirt. So, yeah, it's really good. I get to wear loads of Joe's clothes. Loads of Joe's clothes, that rhymes. This is a funny one. It's not really a question, but it's more of a request. They've said, say something in Indonesian. Okay, I'm gonna try and say things that I remember from Indonesian in year 9. So I remember selamat pagi, selamat siang, selamat sore, selamat. I had to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is up to 10, and then it was like something balas. So it's like 1 balas, 2 balas, 3 balas, 4 balas, 5 balas, 9 balas, 10 balas. I wish I could remember what the 20s were. Due, no, that's due, isn't that in Italian? Oh, and tut tut mulut used to be toilet, I'm sure of it. Year 9 was a long time ago, guys. Am I good at painting art like Joseph? I'll let you be the judge of that. I'm going to get a picture on my phone of Joe and see if I can recreate it. Okay, I'm gonna try and recreate this bad boy. Wish me luck. My God, actually not bad to start with. Got a very big forehead, so I've got to allow enough space for the 5 head. He's got bushy eyebrows too. He's got a big old nose in that too. I'm probably not as good as Joe, but I am very impressed with my efforts there. Isn't that cool? I've never actually tried drawing from looking at something. That's cool. So there you have it, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that. I'm definitely going to be doing that again, and I definitely didn't get through about 3,000 questions, so I'm so overwhelmed with all the questions that you did give me. I will do this again. I've kept screenshots of all your questions. If your question didn't get answered this time, then maybe it'll get answered in another Q&A session that I do. If you guys really enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel. I really wanted to say thank you all so much for all the support, especially on this channel, and just in general, really. You guys are all incredible. If you've got any ideas or anything that you would really like to see me do, or any advice that we can put onto this channel, let me know, because I'm new and I'm open to suggestions. So I'm very excited for it all. I hope you guys are too. Lots of love. Take care. I'm Dianne. Bye.